Today on People Now, a global outpouring of support and love for victims of that deadly terror attack in New Zealand as witnesses speak out.
Also on today's show, Hallmark pulls the plug on Lori Loughlin amid that college admission scandal.
And John Stamos making us smile with his response to all that drama.
How would that match up?
Yeah,
kick his ass.
Hollywood legend Danny DeVito hilariously calling out Dwayne Johnson. We are here for it.
You're like, here's a challenge. You've got 2 hours to do it. Blah, 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 blah. Clinton Kelly tells us all about his new show on the Food Network and what is going on exactly between him and his former What Not to Wear co-host, Stacey London.
Plus, the one and only Luann De Lesseps is here with all the scoop on a Real Housewives of New York City castmates.
It's live today on People Now. Let's go. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to People Now. Good to see you. Big news, guys. Last night, the iHeartRadio Music Awards went down in Los Angeles. So Katy Perry admitted that she would be down to collab with her former rumored enemy, Taylor Swift, and fans kind of went crazy here. Yeah.
Because now they've buried the hatchet. We'll have more on this later in the show. We want to know, what kind of collab do you want to see? A country ballad, maybe a pop duet, R&B jam? How about a rock and roll hit? So many options here. Vote in our People poll or just tweet us your answer with the hashtag PeopleNow.
I think like a girl power ballad,
oh,
right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing
now
would
that
be
they've
right.
made up, I think that would be perfect, yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll check in on those results, see what you think of that in just a bit. For now, guys, we're moving on to very serious news, that tragedy in New Zealand. Watch this.
The total number of people who have died in this horrendous event are 49.
There are currently 4 individuals who have been apprehended, but 3 are connected to this attack who are currently in custody. These are people who I would describe as having extremist views that have absolutely no place in New Zealand and, in fact, have no place in the world.
That's New Zealand Police Commissioner Mike Bush and Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern giving updates on the horrific terror attacks that were unleashed on 2 mosques on Friday, leaving at least 49 people dead. The New Zealand flag hangs at half-mast today for those lost. The shooting coming as a shock to Muslim leaders, specifically because it was carried out during their Friday prayers. Survivors of the attack are sharing their stories. Take a look at this.
What I did was basically waiting for that and praying to God, oh God, please, let this guy run out of bullets. But one guy was sitting out just beside a wall, and what he did was he told me, no. And next thing, the guy came and shoot this guy who told me not to get out. And he shot him straight in the chest.
According to the New York Times, officials are saying that one man in his late 20s has already been charged with murder and that 2 explosive devices were also found on a vehicle. It appears the alleged gunman live streamed a video of the attack to Facebook, which he recorded on a helmet camera. He also posted a manifesto online and identified himself as an Australian-born white nationalist on social media. In the live stream, the alleged gunman's face is shown partly in the rearview mirror of a car, which then drives through the streets of Christchurch, New Zealand, approaching one of the 2 mosques. In the video, he begins shooting in the entrance, then he returns to his vehicle for another gun, returning to shoot even more victims. He ultimately leaves in that same vehicle, and in this supposed manifesto found on Twitter, he proudly called himself a fascist. Another survivor opened up about his reaction in the initial moments of that attack. Watch.
First time I thought maybe it's a sound of a electric short circuit maybe. And then it was like continuously happening, and then he was moving forward to get close to the mosque inside. And still we were listening the gunfire, a loud sound, which was continuously happening for 10 to 15 minutes.
Just horrific accounts there. And while guns aren't uncommon in New Zealand, gun violence is rare. According to the New York Times, the last mass shooting in New Zealand occurred in 1990. After 13 people died in that incident, the government heavily increased their gun restrictions. Many members of the Muslim community are still unsure as to whether or not their family and friends are safe, or whether it's safe to visit mosques in the area in light of the attacks. Police presence near mosques around the U.S. has also been increased. And of course, our thoughts and our hearts are with all the victims there. We move on to a different note now. Watch this.
The funniest things make you laugh. Watch, I got something caught in my teeth. Why is that so funny?
Oh, man, that is so adorable. John Stamos making his almost 1-year-old son, Billy, laugh uncontrollably. That is contagious. Stamos posted the Instagram video on Thursday with the caption, "For those of us who just need a good smile right now, XO." Stamos' post seems to be a clear nod to his longtime Full House co-star Lori Loughlin and her alleged involvement in a college admissions cheating scam that broke on Tuesday. Of her and husband Massimo Giannulli's alleged involvement, a source tells People their social circle is currently divided and that their friends are shocked at the allegations. The insider adds that the couple is finding out who their real friends are. They also say, quote, "Many of their friends don't want to be associated with them right now. It's not like they are the victims of a crime. They are the crime." That's the source's quote. That source also says that Loughlin's daughters only attended school because Loughlin and her husband made them, explaining their focus was never about getting straight A's. It was always clear that it was the parents that pushed them. The insider describes Loughlin and her husband as competitive parents who like to show off. Amid those allegations, Hallmark has announced they are parting ways with Loughlin and have stopped development of all productions involving her. And Loughlin starred in Hallmark's drama When Calls the Heart for 6 seasons. She's been here talking about that not even that long ago. A rep for the show told People the production is evaluating all creative options for how they can move forward. In addition to stopping current projects, the network will no longer air past content featuring Loughlin either. Loughlin and her husband were charged with a felony of conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud for allegedly paying bribes totaling $500,000 in exchange for having their 2 daughters designated as recruits to the USC crew team, despite the fact that, oh, guess what? Neither of them actually participated in crew. The couple were each released on a $1 million bond. There were 2 of 50 people indicted this week as part of the alleged admission scheme that also included actress Felicity Huffman. By the way, 2 $1 million bonds blew my mind.
Yeah,
like,
crazy.
here's $1 million for me,
the numbers
here's $1 million for
are...
him, and we're gone. I mean, crazy amounts of money.
All right, Kensington Palace announced on Thursday that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have hired Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign advisor, Sarah Latham, to head their communications team. Latham acted as a senior advisor for Clinton's 2016 campaign, and according to the palace, she's coming from public relations company Freud's, where she, quote, oversaw global corporate accounts with a particular emphasis on executive thought leadership and purpose-led campaigns. Now, Meghan has been very vocal about her support of Hillary Clinton in the past. She even wrote to the politician when she was just 11 years old to ask for help when she found a TV ad to be sexist. 11 years old, she was very woke already. The move to hire Latham comes on the heels of the palace announcing that Meghan and Harry have officially split royal households with Prince William and Kate Middleton. Meghan and Harry's office will also be moving out of Kensington Palace and into Buckingham Palace, where the Queen resides. However, Meghan and Harry will be living at their new cottage home in Windsor later this spring. William and Kate's office will remain at Kensington Palace, where they live with their 3 children. And we'll have more on what this means for the Fab Four later in the show with our royal correspondent, Imogen Lloyd Webber. So stick around for that. Well, guys, we are just 2 weeks away from Disney's live-action movie Dumbo. Just a really incredible cast all around. You got Danny DeVito, Colin Farrell, Michael Keaton, directed by Tim Burton. These are all stars, Jeremy.
And great to see that pack back together. Danny DeVito stopped by our studio. We got some deets on the big release, but Danny also sparked a little beef with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and talked to me about how his amazing career has unfolded. Take a look at this. The Rock started off as a wrestler. You have a little wrestling experience from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. Like, side by side.
Trash Man.
Trash Man. There we go. There's side by side.
That's it. Side by side with Dwayne. Yeah.
How would this matchup go
I should have done
down?
the eyebrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing.
How would that match up?
Yeah.
I would kick his ass.
Would you?
Oh, man, I wipe him up. I wipe the floor with him.
Yeah.
He's a pushover, Dwayne.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You were talking to me right before we were starting here about just how great this Always Sunny wave has been, right? So
Like
you've got
the resurgence.
Yeah, you've got this career and all these different moments, and then that's something like that comes along, and then Dumbo. What's it mean to you as an actor to have those types of moments continue?
It's great. You know, actors want to work, and everybody's in the same boat beginning off. You know, Taxi was like the launch pad. Cuckoo's Nest was, first, and then Taxi really put me on in everybody's
household name status.
Yeah, right? Kind of thing, and then try to do different things so you keep excited about it. And then out of the blue, Sunny comes 13 years ago, and I thought it was great. I didn't know I wanted to be part of it until they asked me like a few months later.
But then the writing's there, and
everything
it was
there.
just there.
No, just solid.
It was such a pleasure to talk to him. You can check back next week for an exclusive in-depth look at Dumbo with Danny DeVito.
And we played a little game called Oh Snap. We took a walk down memory lane, checked out some super nostalgic photos with him. You won't want to miss that. All right, could we be getting a Katy Perry and Taylor Swift collab? We're not sure, but Katy seems to be down. Katy told ET on Thursday that she was open to the idea, jokingly pointing out she just made music with Zed, so she'd be open to making music with T Swift as well. This would be crazy.
Blown. Yep.
Oh, people will go nuts online. Now, Katy walked the red carpet at the iHeartRadio Music Awards on Thursday night with Zed, dressed up in the same outfit she wore in her 365 music video. They look really cute together. This comes a little less than a year after Katy and Taylor publicly buried the hatchet after years of feuding, with Katy mailing Taylor a literal olive branch, above and beyond. Meanwhile, Taylor also walked the red carpet at the award show, totally sparkled in a sequin romper and pink hair. I love that romper. She looks great. And she has also these cute butterfly-adorned Sophie Webster heels that she wore. Those are very adorable.
Every little detail.
I love those. T Swift nabbed the Best Music Video Award for Delicate and was honored with the Tour of the Year Award for her Reputation tour.
All right, guys, stay with us. Clinton Kelly reveals his surprising memories from his What Not to Wear days, and we're getting the lowdown on his brand new competition series. Plus, we are joined live by the Real Housewives of New York City's Luann De Lesseps. We're talking cabaret, sobriety, that Tyler Perry text, and so much more. Stick around.
All right, we've been asking what kind of collab you'd like to see between Katy Perry and Taylor Swift in honor of Katy's confession that she would be down to do a song together. Let's check in on the results so far.
What's this gonna be?
Pop duet. Oh yeah.
That makes the most sense, right?
It really does. I mean, Taylor doesn't do a lot of country anymore.
No, right.
Katy doesn't really feel country.
Honestly, anything they did, though, it'll just, fans will go crazy.
Oh,
People's
yeah.
minds will be blown. We'll talk about it for 3 days here alone. Keep voting in our People poll. We'd like to hear what you think, but now we move on to this.
So Teresa Giudice has had quite the week, actually year. Teresa's husband Joe has officially been released from prison and transferred to an immigration detention center.
So Joe served a little over 3 years for mail, wire, and bankruptcy fraud. Teresa briefly served her time back in 2015. We remember that.
And there's been a lot of talk over his possible deportation, what the future looks like for him and Teresa. His attorney tells People, here's his quote, his lawyers and his family are hopeful that justice will prevail and Mr. Giudice will return home to his wife and 4 daughters who love him and miss him.
So Joe filed an appeal against this possible deportation in November of 2018, and Joe's release comes weeks after Teresa was spotted look out, holding hands with realtor Blake Schreck. A lot was made about this. He's 20 years younger than her. People have been talking about it.
Now, Teresa's attorneys deny any involvement between the two, claiming they're just friends. I mean, sometimes you hold hands with your friends.
Yeah, I mean, they were in public. It's not like it was I don't know, not like it was a secret meeting or something.
Teresa has mentioned that if Joe gets deported, the two would split, which I found really shocking.
It's kind of gone back and forth because there were times where she had said, you know, she had alluded to like, oh, Italy's a beautiful place. Who knows? Maybe we'd all go.
I mean, watching them and seeing their family with their daughters just feels like they're the real deal and they would stay together, but apparently not. I mean, you see, we're going to look at Teresa with her daughters from the holidays. I mean, they're all very close.
There we go.
Such a cute little family.
Yeah.
You'd hate to see this happen for the kids, right?
Yeah, I don't know if she would consider moving the family to Italy as well. You have to think that uprooting their lives, right? At those ages and to a new country or a new place to live, even if they moved to another state, it would be tough at that age.
And you also wonder, would she get full custody of their daughters? You would kind of imagine so, because he's getting deported. I mean, it's hard to think how they're going to move on from this.
Yeah, it's an ongoing situation. We'll see how they react and the different comments they make as the actual rulings unfold. Hard situation for Teresa, the whole family. Obviously, more updates as news comes in.
Kate Middleton got everyone talking this week when she re-wore her very glam BAFTAs gown from 2017 that we are seeing right here with one major alteration. So here to tell us about that and more is our royal correspondent, Imogen Lloyd Webber. Hello, Imogen.
Hey, Imogen. Good to see you.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
All right, let's get into this.
Yeah.
So where was Kate going? How did she change this gown to suit her needs?
Okay, so it's a black floral Alexander McQueen tiered gown, which she wore to the National Portrait Gallery Gala this week, where she's patron. She added cap sleeves to the off-the-shoulder dress this time round, plus styled her hair down with her signature blowout. She previously attended that gala in 2014 and 2017. This year supported a project for complete renewal of the gallery, along with nationwide outreach, including a school programme for teaching history and art. Kate, of course, studied art and history at St Andrews, where she met Prince William.
Well, the blowout looks amazing. Let's just say it. Now, some royal watchers have speculated this could be a subtle statement. It's smart, it's thrifty, maybe repurposing an old gown amid the uncertainty of Brexit in the UK. We've mentioned Brexit here a number of times. One of the reasons, of course, that some people were a bit miffed at Meghan Markle having an expensive baby shower because all this is going on. The Queen, of course, values being frugal. Imogen, you've talked about that a lot. Even reportedly has a bit of an escape plan if things would become chaotic in the UK amid the Brexit and everything going on with Brexit. A lot has happened there. Can you give us a quick update on Brexit? Sum it all up. Give us the international implications of Brexit.
I'm back on MSNBC. Genuinely, people. Actually, Brexit's very interesting, and it's a reason why we have the royal family. The royal family are above politics. The Queen is a figure of national unity, identity, and pride. So when you've got a big drama like Brexit, actually that's when the royal family, the point of the royal family, they come into their own.
Okay.
Yeah, there is an escape plan to get the Queen out of London if there is civil unrest. That's in place.
Yeah.
They've revived some Cold War plans.
Okay, so do you think that gown that we were seeing was a way to suggest that Kate is mindful of all of the implications of Brexit and how the public is perceiving the royal family?
The Queen is very into this. You can't have more than 40-watt light bulbs in any of the palaces. She famously rewears all her clothes. Kate has followed on in that tradition. Part of that is also linked to Princess Diana. When Princess Diana married Prince Charles, she became a fashion plate, and there was this big demand that she had to change outfits every time she was seen. And William was very much determined to learn the lessons of the past with Kate.
Okay.
So absolutely, Kate recycles outfits.
That makes sense. So the Queen kind of sets the tone, and it kind of goes down from there.
It goes down from there.
Yeah, okay.
So we've seen Kate rewear many Alexander
and here are the
McQueen
outfits,
coat dresses. Yeah, Jenny Packham evening gown. Past week, she wore that red Catherine Walker coat to Westminster Abbey, the Commonwealth Day service. That was last seen 5 years ago. And then she's got this famous pair of boots by Penelope Chilvers, which she's had for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know about you, Andrea, but my boots don't last 15 years, but she's kept hold of these boots.
I usually lose
Look at them
after
15 years.
Guys, my shoes don't last that long either.
I know.
To be a part of this
I feel like Kate's
conversation.
doing everything right, and she still looks really amazing doing it.
Yeah, she
does.
All right,
Absolutely.
back to the gala. Some other major royals news came out of the night. Princess Beatrice made her first official appearance with her boyfriend. So, who is he? Do we like him? What should we know about him?
Oh, they've gone red carpet official. She was seen with property developer Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi. I've probably said that completely wrong. Sorry,
right.
Edoardo. There was speculation began last November they were together. Now, he actually has a 2-year-old son from a previous relationship.
Oh, interesting.
And Beatrice is 8th in line to the throne. Now, back in the day, that would have been seen as incredibly scandalous, but now, it's more acceptable, the modern royal family. And she's also going to be out to be 9th in the throne. She's never going to be queen.
But Beatrice in sort of a motherly role, if something would move forward.
Absolutely, would be stepmom. That's very much a modern family. Now, Sarah Ferguson, her mum, approves, following him on Instagram, so that's obviously the modern day seal of approval, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
If the mum is following the boyfriend on Instagram, then that's
They're all
it, isn't it?
Okay, good.
So yeah, it was a very starry night actually. Victoria and David Beckham were there, Kate
cool.
Moss was there, so it was the place to be in London.
Nice.
All right, also this week we saw our Fab Four together again at the annual Commonwealth Day service at Westminster Abbey. We're hearing this actually might have been Meghan Markle's last royal engagement before having her baby. So is that true?
So she has no new public duties on her calendar, but she's continuing to work via private engagements, so she's not officially left on her maternity leave yet, according to royal sources. They are on track to move into their new home in Windsor, Frogmore Cottage, by the time the baby arrives. And as you say, Meghan was last seen alongside Harry and the other royals at the Commonwealth Day celebrations at Westminster Abbey on Monday.
So question, what is the sort of normal protocol when it comes to maternity leave for a royal? How much time's taken off? What's the expectation?
Traditionally around 6 months, but then you do see them out and about. For instance, Kate had Prince Louis, and then within weeks was at Harry and Meghan's wedding.
Right.
She was also at Trooping the Colour. She was at Wimbledon.
So if maybe a massive event's going on, it might be a reason to come out.
And also, I mean, we have to remember that the Queen, God bless her, had 2 children while Queen. And she couldn't exactly take much time off because she's
the Queen, it turns out.
and has very important papers to sign.
Okay.
She is the monarch. And she
All right.
reigns but doesn't rule, so she has a job, so you can't really...
Can't really do that. We'll see how things play out with Meghan's maternity leave. But don't worry, Prince William and Kate are holding it down in the meantime. We'll actually see them out this weekend. What's going on?
They are at St Patrick's Day, Jeremy. I hope you've got your plans in place. They will be at the Irish Guards St Patrick's Day parade. William takes a salute there as the Duke of Cambridge. Guinness is drunk, so hopefully Kate this year will be able to partake, because last year she was left on the water because, of course, she was pregnant with Prince Louis.
Okay, she should get a little green beer there.
And we can do a bit of a throwback here because they were
Guinness.
pint pulling in February, and Kate was rather
Oh,
better.
yeah, we remember this.
Kate was rather better at this than William.
She really was.
She looked like she'd done this before.
She was having fun. He was very concerned.
pro.
Look how concerned he is.
Imogen, do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
No.
This is your year.
All right, but this is your year.
Oh yeah, I can start now. I'm more Scottish than Irish.
Okay.
And the Irish aren't that fond of the Brits.
All right, before you go, we've heard that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are splitting the royal household from William and Kate. So what does that mean exactly for those of us that aren't really versed in the inner workings of the palace?
So basically, their offices both used to be run out of Kensington Palace. They shared an office. Now, Meghan and Harry's offices are going to be run out of Buckingham Palace, and William's will remain at Kensington Palace. You have to remember that Prince William is the future King of England. He, within the fairly near future, is going to be the Prince of Wales. They have very different paths. Harry is the future Prince Andrew, and that's just the way the monarchy works. It's harsh, but Harry actually, the older he gets, becomes more and more irrelevant, quite frankly. Sorry, Harry. But William is the future king, and therefore their offices are splitting up, and that was to be, I think, expected on many levels.
All right.
All right, well, Imogen, thank you so much for joining us.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
I think I'm getting better at interviews,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Absolutely right. No question that breakout star Sofia Lillis absolutely rocked her interview, and she stopped by People Now. We had a lot of fun with her. She's got a brand new movie out today called Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase.
It's a modern take on the mystery books we all know and love. There's the strong problem solver, Nancy Drew, a haunted house, and a few jokes in between. Just see for yourself.
Sometimes it's weird sounds. The lights start flickering. Things just stop making sense. You think I'm crazy, huh?
And this Nancy Drew might just be your ultimate cool girl. She tears it up on her longboard, is always getting into some harmless trouble, but most importantly, she stands up for her
Yeah,
friends.
Sofia told us what she admires about her character and what makes her the 21st century's very own Nancy Drew.
She's very a vigilante kind of mindset where she thinks, oh, I'll just do whatever I want to tell people off. But she learns along the way, and I think it's very nice to see that how she goes upon it. She really sticks up for her friends, and I think that's a really nice message.
Well, we couldn't let Sofia go without playing a fun game called Guess What Nancy Drew? Literally like draws.
Yeah, we get it, Jeremy. So she picked an item out of a jar. We gave her 10 seconds to draw it, then we had to guess what it was. So here's how it went down. Okay,
Wait,
so,
go ahead, pull it out. You can have it ready.
We're not gonna look.
And guys, cue up that clock.
Nope.
Let's see it. 10 seconds. Ready, set, and begin.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
You gotta be kidding me.
Time's running quick.
What? I
have to
don't know.
extend.
I don't know.
5 seconds.
I don't know.
4 seconds.
No, wait.
2.
Okay.
Here we go.
I got it. I got this.
Is that a bed? Is that a Game Boy? Amazon Prime Smile.
Calculator.
You'll never get
Okay,
it.
wait.
What is it?
It's sliding into someone's.
Sliding into the DMs! Dang it!
All right, I'm just picking.
You can go ahead.
Random one. Okay.
Clock is up, and we will begin. Gather your thoughts. 3, 2, 1, draw. Okay, let's see the big
let's
reveal.
see. We're gonna...
Was this the movie Up?
Close.
Oh, Mary Poppins.
No.
Wait, okay, we got a balloon. Oh, wait,
What's the
It!
face?
Yeah.
Oh!
Love that game. Now watch this, guys.
This season on Spring Baking Championship.
Happy spring!
I'm Clinton Kelly, and these 10 talented bakers will take whisks in hopes of the ultimate reward.
Exquisite.
One of the best things I've ever seen on the show.
I tried to make it as fun as possible for the contestants. Like, you know, I have a soft spot for people who are competing and might feel like they're a little bit out of their element or they're nervous about it. So I tried to make the contestants feel like I was a safe space for them.
What's the hardest thing that we'd maybe be surprised to know about hosting this show?
It can get a little monotonous because in the first episode, there are 2 rounds, right? So you have 10 bakers, and then you've got 2 rounds. So that's 20 desserts that are being made. So you call them up one by one. Well, first of all, you're like, here's a challenge. You've got 2 hours to do it, blah, 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 blah. And then you have an hour and 45 minutes. You have an hour and a half. And then you're going to have 90 minutes to make 1 dozen baked donuts inspired by your critter.
Do you get to eat any? Do you get little bites?
I couldn't eat all. I don't know how the judges did it.
Okay.
So Nancy Fuller, I was sitting next to her, and she'd be like, you have to taste this one. So she'd give me a bite of the ones that were really special.
I would want to taste every single
Mouth
one.
is watering.
Kristin Kelly is stepping into the role of host on the popular Food Network show Spring Baking Championship, which returns Monday, March 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Can't wait for that. And while Clinton himself isn't a huge fan of sweets, he guarantees that the goods on this season will blow you away. Now, you might recognize Clinton from The Chew, or even before that, the wildly popular What Not to Wear.
I really like that show.
Yeah.
Well, we asked him to reflect on his career. Here's the surprising thing he had to say about the Fashion Forward series.
I've wiped it all from my memory.
Is it gone?
I call it the 10 longest years of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for the experience.
Because it launched everything else.
It launched everything else, but it was hard. I'm telling you, that show was reality before reality was reality. I mean, it was like, we shot a week for every hour of television. that
Whoa.
aired. 1 week. Nowadays, reality show is they map it all out. They,
like
they
10
outline
episodes in a
all
week.
the-
Yeah.
Exactly. So we did. It took us a solid week, traveled to all ends of the country to get these people, bring them back, shopping with them for 2 days straight. It was exhausting. And trying to convince them that they look terrible.
I was saying before, I loved your ability to just say the worst thing in the nicest way. It's like you could just lay on the thickest insult here, and I would say, thank you. That was very nice and helpful. And it was just like the way you would do it. It's magic, the skill you have. That's got to be helpful in life.
It's just having this face.
Is that it?
It's like,
Just like, oh, he's nice.
He just seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like,
We want to ask you about this, though. You made headlines when you shared a screenshot that your former co-host Stacey had blocked you on Twitter. What went
What
down
in the
with that?
world?
Do you know what?
I have no idea what happened. I have a guess as to what happened, but I don't know for sure. So I wrote a book called I Hate Everyone Except You. And it was a book of, short stories about my life, like funny little things that had happened to me, and I included a chapter about what not to wear. And in the chapter, I was very honest about my relationship with Stacey. I didn't say anything nasty about Stacey. I said that there were times that we didn't get along. I didn't go into specifics, blah, blah, blah. Then some websites, I won't name them, pulled out quotes from the book that made it seem like I was talking smack about her, which I was not. And those got shared around the internet. And I think that maybe she got insulted from that. I literally have no idea. So this is pure speculation on my part.
Yeah, but in full context, those quotes would not have led to the same conclusion.
Yeah, if you had read the actual story in the book, you would have seen that it was very fair and actually quite affectionate toward her.
Yeah, have you made amends?
No.
Oh, okay. So
Because
you guys haven't talked
she had
about
then
it.
posted a short time after that she had unblocked a lot of people that she had previously blocked, and I wondered if she had unblocked you.
No, she hadn't. And guess what? I really don't care.
Well, no, right. Oh,
Yeah.
things aren't going bad. Things are going well here.
I mean, if Michael or Carla blocked me, I'd be devastated.
He's taking it well. If someone blocked me, I'd be very upset about it.
All right, with all this drama behind them, Clinton told us what he thought of a possible reboot for that show.
There's been talk, I think, about rebooting What Not to Wear
With the
for a
two of you?
long time. No, I don't know. I mean, look, they rebooted Trading Spaces, right, with the original cast, but they rebooted Queer Eye with a whole new cast, and Queer Eye got a hell of a lot of attention. And I think they were right to do it. It seemed young, it seemed fresh, it seemed modern. Like, they haven't asked me to, host What Not to Wear, but, there's been little chit-chat about it. Would I consider it? I would, but I'm not sure that What Not to Wear could even be done today. It's just, the world is a different place. People dress differently now than they did 10 years ago.
That's so true. Yeah, I feel like there's not as many rules now.
Right, there are no rules. You should be wearing what makes you feel good about yourself, not having two people tell you what you should be wearing.
All right, moving on now to all the other TV and movies you need to check out in this week's People Picks Roundup.
I got 3 grown kids by 2 deadbeat daddies.
I ain't even got time to get down from Blair Underwood in my dreams.
What I need to know is, can you fund me $50?
What? I was thinking that I might take a little trip.
You just gonna get on a bus and don't know where you're going?
There's got to be something out there for me. I'd like a ticket to Butte.
I believe it's pronounced Butte.
All right, Juanita is the new feel-good film that might make you want to drop everything and take off to Butte or Butte, Montana, whatever you want to do. Alfre Woodard stars as a nurse who's fed up with her life and heads out west to get her groove back.
Now, Alfre's real-life husband wrote the movie and made Blair Underwood her hunky on-screen fantasy lover. So when we sat down with her, we had to ask, how did that casting decision go down? Take a look.
The first thing he came up with, he says, okay, Juanita is, she's low person on the totem pole in American society, working class woman of color, but she still has a fantasy life. Blair Underwood is a fantasy lover.
You have a lot of personality that just oozes out of you in a different way from soju.
You just feel like someone you want to get to know as a person, not just a drag queen that you want to see what they're going to wear next week. I don't really care. I want to know what you're going to say next week.
The glitz, the glam, and the drag is back. It's better than ever. RuPaul's Drag Race is jam-packed with attitude that's going to have you begging for more.
There's also a panel of all new celebrity judges, including the Miley Cyrus. So our pal Carson Kressley is also a judge on the show. He told us how Miley is bringing character to the season.
She really gets the whole authenticity thing. And she told, the contestants, like, even if the judges didn't like what you brought to the runway tonight, like, keep being you and keep bringing you, because that's the only thing that makes you stand out. And it's great advice. And as a judge on the show, I always tell people as well, like, do you, of course, but like amp it up because you are on Drag Race.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
A heightened version of you.
Be you, but also be super prepared. Like, don't be you like, at the grocery store.
I don't think we've ever seen a runway show quite like that.
I'm like sweating looking at it. I could just, woo!
Just watch. Yeah, just watch.
You're killing me. You choked. I'm shaking.
I was not prepared for how tough this would be. This is an all-new Project Runway, people. Get excited.
I'm excited. This spring, Carly Kloss and Christian Siriano are challenging some of the best designers in the game on Project Runway.
Now, they told us how Project Runway has changed because of all the strides the fashion industry has taken in body positivity. Watch.
I talk about this a lot because, like, clothes are fun. It's like we're getting dressed. We're not curing cancer here. Like, it shouldn't be excluded from people.
There is not just one body type that is the ideal beauty, and there's not one version of anything, one skin color, one body type, one anything.
Yeah.
Like, and our industry, I think more and more than ever is realizing that.
Where is my cash monies for the electricity king?
I've got a gig tonight, okay? Bro, it's a Nigerian wedding. Here comes Mr. Movie Star. The man is married to a world-class DJ.
It's gonna be the song of the summer.
Sarah, I want to talk to you about a job. Yes! A nanny. You want me to be a nanny?
Idris Elba as a hot British DJ / Manny, which is basically him in real life minus the Manny part. We love everything he does. So excited about this.
All right. Idris was People's Sexiest Man Alive. We know that from last year. He opened up in this week's issue about how he wants to be this year's Sexiest Man Alive as well. He said, quote, "Let it be the first time in the history of SMA that the Sexiest Man Alive is the same man 2 years in a row." And we're here for that too, I think.
The Real Housewives of New York City premiered its 11th season last week. We are here with one of the stars who's been there since the beginning, back in 2008. Some call her the Countess, some just call her Lou. It's Luann De Lesseps. Hi, nice to see you again.
Thank you. It's nice to be here with you too. It's so funny because it goes from Countess to Lou.
Yeah.
So it's like a big swing there.
Can I call you Lou? Can we do that?
Of
Can we
course,
have Lou status here?
Nice.
The Bravo blog of yours, you said that this is the best season yet. I know that maybe you have to say it, maybe you don't, but why do you think this one's so great?
You know what? It's so great because I have my friend Barbara who's joining, and love her, and she fits right in with everybody.
It's a big transition, right?
Yeah, it is. She's a newbie, but she feels like she belongs because she knows everybody really well.
That's right.
And I'm continuing, to do my thing, stay in my lane with my sobriety and continue to do my cabaret show, which makes me so happy. But apparently I'm a diva now.
Let's
so
talk
the ladies
about
are like, they're like all into my stuff. And, I say, and I don't even know if I said this on the show. I say now that, I do what I love and people are loving the show. And if that makes me a diva, then I'm a diva.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that you have this cabaret.
Thank you.
So Countess and Friends, # Countess and Friends. You
Yes.
were performing at 54 Below.
Yes.
This week in Neck, going on tour.
Yes.
Who's been the most surprising celebrity to show up at one of your cabarets?
Oh my God, Lance Bass from NSYNC.
Oh, cool.
Did Borgata with me, and Rachel Dratch was in my show. I mean, I have the best talent, I have to tell you. Marie Hill, who's my comedian, who's amazing, who's doing the tour with me. We're going to Vegas, to the Mirage. We're doing the Chicago Theater. We're going across the country. So it's really exciting. I have great talent in the show, and I'm just, it's a great way for me to be creative and sink my energy into it and doing what I love and keeping me humble and keeping me, in line.
I always want to
Out of
know,
trouble.
do you still get the jitters before? Do you have some sort of pregame ritual before you go on?
You know what? I do some vocal stuff before I go out, and I always get a little, nervous, but it goes away.
Well, it looks like it goes away. That footage is amazing. It looks like you're having so much fun.
Last night was actually my 38th show. So
Amazing.
I know. I
You're
can't
in it.
even believe it's been over a
No,
year.
you're living the life here.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so speaking of the Cabaret, let's take a quick moment and look at this season's Real Housewives of New York City trailer. Watch this.
Welcome to Christmas with the Countess.
9 months ago, I was in jail, and now I'm a cabaret star. It's insane.
I can't even believe you act this way. Cabaret, cabaret, cabaret all day. Life is not a cabaret.
I love seeing you watch that back. What goes through your mind?
I'm horrified. What do you mean life's not a cabaret?
As far as I know, it is.
I know your necklace game's always on point in that video and even now.
Oh my, I know, right? It's my bling. I started wearing it at my cabaret shows, and I'm doing a line with Super Jeweler, and we make a great team because they gave me some necklaces to wear, and all the fans are like, "Where did you get that necklace?" And so I made a cabaret for every day for the ladies. It's bling, that's very wearable,
So smart.
and
I love it.
affordable, and everybody can see it. I have my collection, like I do my cabaret.
We'll check it out,
show
for
on
sure.
CountessLuann.com. You can find everything.
Okay.
So.
We love the Cabaret, but Bethany in that clip doesn't seem to be on board.
No,
Were
she
you
is-
surprised that she kind of came
You know
after
what,
you like that?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of talk about the cabaret because that's really become a big part of my life. And she's been very supportive and has always been very supportive of me. But I think that it's gone more to their head than it really has to mine. And
That's pretty interesting, actually.
Isn't
to
it?
hear
It's
that way,
like
yeah.
it's not gone to my head. I'm so humbled by it, and bringing joy to people makes me so happy. But they think I'm a diva. So if that's what makes a diva, bringing joy and doing what you love, then
Well, I guess so, and you're killing it.
I'm a diva. And anyway, the girls have been great in many ways.
Yeah.
And so we disagree in certain things. It's not an argument, really. It's more about disagreeing.
Let's talk about this. In the premiere, you spoke about how you were over 50 days sober. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Still healing, saying that you don't need triggers. And I wonder if there were points throughout the season that you felt triggered or you felt like there might be something happening that could actually,
definitely.
test the sobriety. Was that a lot? That happened a lot?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of personalities. There's a lot going on. So, I mean, I feel like if I can get through the Housewives, I can get through anything. I mean, they're like, isn't it a trigger for you to do your cabaret show? No, because I'm on stage and I'm working and everybody's having a good time, and that's fine for me. It's, there's triggers in everyday life, everywhere you go, right? It's like, let's meet for drinks. When you're happy, people want to drink. When you're sad, you want to drink. So there's triggers everywhere you go, and I think, I just take it day by day. It's a struggle. Look, I'm no expert.
Well, no, a lot of people relate to that, and it's good to hear you talk about it because
Right.
it's like, okay, people are all in it
Yeah,
together.
it's still a struggle, and but I take it day by day. If I think about it on the long term, it's suffocating to me. So I try not to think about that, and just take it day by day.
Good for you.
Let's talk about this week's episode. So, what's more outrageous? Dorinda's text to you quoting Tyler Perry, or the text that you sent to Carol a couple seasons ago about Adam? What do you think's more outrageous?
I can't even remember the text I sent to Carol.
It was the pedophile one where you said, "I'm sorry for calling you." Still come to my party, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We like to resurface it for you.
Well, it was probably more outrageous, my text, and it wasn't about Tyler Perry. It was about the fact that it just felt kind of impersonal because I would have preferred something from her, and not a quote from Tyler Perry. Did you laugh when you heard that?
It's
so funny.
hilarious.
It's
hilarious.
the context, right? I mean, obviously Tyler Perry's amazing. He has some
is
inspirational
amazing.
quotes.
He does
but
have
for that to come
inspirational
out in that moment, in that environment,
I know, right?
completely out of
My
left
favorite
field.
thing though is Ramona. She was there when you sent the text to Carol. She was also there when Dorinda sent the text. It was Ramona the common denominator and helping send
Ramona
that
is,
text.
the common denominator. And if you start taking advice from Ramona, I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Okay. Hey, Dorinda told us recently that you and her are in a good place.
She did? Oh, that's good.
She was just in here, yeah.
Has
Oh, okay,
watching
cool.
back changed any of your feelings?
Watching back, we've had a long friendship, Dorinda and I, and so, I think friends fall out, and if you care enough, you patch things up, and so we're, this season you'll see us working on our friendship, and remember this was filmed, 8 months ago, so we've come we've come a long way since then, and I'm glad to say that our friendship is, back.
All right. Well, we got a lot of fans of yours around this building and weighing in on this interview and really wanted to know if you've been in touch with your ex-husband Tom at all.
I have not.
No.
I have not. I have not even seen Tom,
So
which is crazy to me because, I'm, and not that I wouldn't be, of course, polite or whatever. It's just kind of bizarre. I mean, it was just a very tumultuous, the whole story. And I just, when I was done, I was done. And I, I'm not one who lives really too much in the past. I don't regret it because I feel like from life's mistakes or life's experiences, you then get yourself to the direction that you need to be in. And so it's a learning thing. And I did love Tom. I mean, he's a great guy. It just didn't work out.
You said it's a learning thing. What's the main thing you learned now that you look back from this perspective?
I've learned that that I should have probably taken a little bit more time and taken more cues from my girlfriends.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that's really good.
All the red flags were there. I just didn't want to see them. And that's why they say love is blind, right?
Is that hard to admit?
It's not hard for me to admit. I'm pretty honest with everyone out there. My life is out there, and I think we all do the same thing. We all want it to be, we all want it to be something that it might not be. We have a different vision, and people that look at it from an objective place, of course, probably have a better bird's eye than we do who are in it and in love, and because there was definite love there, and I would never have married Tom.
Yeah.
I haven't really talked about this, so you guys are getting the exclusive story on this.
That's good to hear from you.
Yeah. So I haven't seen Tom, but I don't have any hard feelings.
I think you have the great attitude about it. You learn from it. You leave it in the past.
Right.
Are you now dating, looking for love again?
I'm a hopeless romantic. I love the idea of love, and I think that people have to take chances in life, and you can always go home. You can always go back to what you were doing before. But I think that often people miss their train instead of jumping on the train, and I want to stop at every stop.
Ooh, I like that. That's a fun little. It's like print that out and frame
print
it.
that out. I just made that up.
Hey. All kinds of great
preparing.
Someone's gonna be sending that as a text.
Quote. In honor of your cabaret countess and friends, we're going to play Cabaret.
Cabaret.
Or Cabernet. Everybody. We're going to ask you some questions. You either tell us Cabaret, which is a yes, or Cabernet, which is a no. We got the signs made up.
Okay.
I'll text it out and everything.
All right, so first up, do you still think Dorinda was heckling you when she said Giovanni, Cabaret or Cabernet?
Well, unfortunately, I'd have to say Cabaret.
Pretty clear.
Yeah, it was pretty clear. I mean, I don't think I've mistaken
All right, let's see if this hits for you. Does even Louis Vuitton make mistakes? Do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
It just said Louis Vuitton does. Oh, there we go. There's the clue. Yeah. Okay.
Do you think
Does it just depend on who's wearing it?
That wasn't that bag, by the way. You just showed a picture of a gorgeous bag.
Yeah, the bag was fine.
The bag was fine.
It was more the shoes.
were a disaster.
Yeah.
I'm a court.
Do you think Aviva Drescher pre-planned throwing her prosthetic leg? Cabaret or Cabernet?
Cabaret, definitely, yeah.
Well, so far we're on the A train.
We're on the A train. Yeah, you got to give me an A.
Over on Beverly, maybe this is it. Over on Beverly Hills, do you think Lisa Vanderpump is at all to blame for Puppygate? Are you familiar with Puppygate and what's happening?
No.
Okay.
Please familiarize me.
It's too much.
So
Is it too much?
Yeah,
It's so much. If you don't know, just
yes, where she had a dog that was given away and got taken care of.
And then went to the shelter and then
right,
they
that's
got it back.
Cabernet.
Okay. Cabernet.
Cabernet.
All right.
Would you want Carol to rejoin the cast next season? Cabaret, Cabernet?
Would I want Carol to rejoin?
Yeah.
Do you want me to be perfectly honest?
Yes.
Of course.
Cabernet.
Why?
I just feel like, it's like, I don't know. It's just no. I can't explain it.
Feels like a solid
it's not
no.
that I don't like Carol. I just
hard pass.
It's the pass is the pass. You can't put on your old slippers.
Okay. Okay. That makes
Everyone
sense.
would say that.
Well, then maybe you've answered this next one. Would you want Jill Zarin to join the cast full time? Cabaret.
Cabaret.
And
I like
let's
that.
elaborate. What?
Well, I mean, Jill was really responsible for getting me on the show, and Bethany on the show. So, it was because of Jill that Bethany got on the show, and she met me at a party, and she started talking about the show and had me meet the producers. So I just feel Jill was really the start of the Real Housewives of New York.
She had this instrumental role in the
she
whole
was
thing.
instrumental. She's back on this season, so you'll see a bit of her this season on the show. And she's a good friend, so, you know, and she's funny, and, you know, who's going to replace Jill with that accent?
No, of course not.
Right?
Of course not.
Yeah. You know, we'll miss Bobby because Bobby was great, and God rest his soul, he was a fantastic man. And, but, you know, she's doing really well. She's got a new boyfriend, and life is good.
Oh, good for her.
So I'm happy for her.
All right, we have a couple more. You don't have to tell us who, but is there anyone on the current cast that you wish wouldn't return next season, Cabaret or Cabernet?
You know, if I told you that, I would be not season 11.
We'll take that as a Cabaret. Would you want to be on an all-star season of Real Housewives across all cities, Cabaret or Cabernet?
When I want to be on an all-star.
Like an all-stars from people, like we picked the all-stars from all the different cities of Real Housewives.
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
So Cabaret.
Cabaret, that would be great. I'd also like to do the Family Feud.
Okay, yeah, right? That's
Wouldn't that be great, the Housewives versus the Housewives?
Yeah.
I mean.
Call it up. Has that ever happened?
No.
All right.
No, but I know Steve Harvey does that.
If they did an all-star cast of Housewives, who would you want to see out there with you?
I would love to have, let's see, let me pick my cast. Cynthia Bailey.
Okay.
Lisa Rinna. Lisa Vanderpump.
Oh, both. Okay.
Right? Let me think.
Well, so far,
not for my franchise, right?
Yeah, not from me anyway. Maybe Bethany.
Bethany.
Okay,
No, Bethany was next.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking.
We're out of time. You keep that list going, put it on the blog. Luann, thank you for being here. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you so much. It's been fabulous.
This collection of jewelry as well. We're happy for that. The Super Jeweler and all the we heard the website before. CountessLuann.com for more info and dates on all of the things that she's got going.
And of course, watch Luann on the Real Housewives of New York City Wednesdays at 9/8 Central on Bravo.
All right, guys. Coming up next week, the Pretty Little Liars gang is back. It's a new show called The Perfectionists. OG Sasha Pieteris and Janelle Parrish and newcomer Sofia Carson, Sydney Park. All kinds of cast members are here. It's going to be so much fun talking about that spinoff.
Plus, Christina Milian is dropping by to talk all about season 2 of The Oath, working with the show's producer 50 Cent, and so much more. You don't want to miss this one. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Kristin Cavallari. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Kristin Cavallari, and this is one last thing. The last show I binge watched was Housewives of New York City. Oh. The last dessert that I ate was just a couple nights ago at Craig's in LA, and it was this like chocolate pizza thing with ice cream in the middle. It was insane. The last song stuck in my head was by Ariana Grande, and of course it was Thank You, next.